Good evening, everybody. I'll bring this regular council meeting to order for November the 18th, 2025. Be it resolved that the agenda for the November 18th, 2025 regular meeting of council be adopted. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. All in favor? It's carried. We have by video tonight, I believe, Director Harvey and CFO Gninda, and Deputy Mayor Moriaux is not able to attend tonight. Be it resolved that the minutes of the November the 4th, 2025 regular council meeting be approved. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion, errors, or omissions? All in favor? It's carried. Receptions and delegation hearings 4.1. Be it resolved that this regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing on conditional use application 4/2025 be opened. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. All in favor? It's carried. So we do have an application for conditional use. I'll call the hearing to order to hear conditional use order application number 4/2025. The purpose of the hearing is to hear representation for or against the following conditional use order: to establish a private greenhouse as a planned unit development, PUD, to promote hands-on learning about food and food production while providing locally grown produce for those attending a child care center.
Your Worship, I can confirm the requirements of Section 169 of the Planning Act have been adhered to.
Okay, thank you. I request that any person make a representation to the hearing state their name and their civic address.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Welcome.
My name is Andre Friesen, 298 Waterfront Drive in Winnipeg.
Okay,
Thanks for the opportunity to come out. You got a beautiful building here. It's nice. It was nice touring the town today and checking out some of the sites in the general area. We'll go low tech, so I think everyone's got the little printout here. I think the letter of intent and some of the package information that was provided to you is pretty comprehensive, but I figured we'd just go through it just in case council had any questions. So again, yeah, the intent of the conditional use is to establish a private greenhouse on the property. That would be a picture of what the subject greenhouse could look like. I'll get into some of the details in some of the future pages there. So on the third page, we can see the subject properties there. It's actually two properties that are combined, used in the same way. They encompass about 4.5 acres, so pretty significant site. Most of it is undeveloped at this point in time. Commercial uses to the north, and then it's surrounded by residential uses on all other sides. Flip to the next page there. So now we're taking a look at what the property is being used for right now. It's the Albert Chartrand Child Care Center. And this early learning child center provides care to 32 preschool students and 8 infants. As mentioned, the site's pretty open right now. There's a play structure, on-site parking, but the early child care learning centers are very important to the MMF. Not only do they provide childcare, but they provide learning opportunities, instruction, all kinds of stuff that's built into to a curriculum that they have there. I've been involved with establishing a couple of them across the province, and it's been really cool to see them get built and to see them be used by people from the community. If we flip to the next page, the subject properties, there's a bit of a discrepancy. It's zoned I in your zoning bylaw and zoned OR in the province's version of your zoning bylaw. Either way, it ends up being roughly the same kind of considerations for the zone. Open space and recreation zone is typically something that's held for, it can include institutional uses, but I think based on the map in your zoning bylaw, it is zoned I, so this is potentially incorrect here in my printout. But either way, it has the same considerations when we look at the zoning bylaw in terms of the bulk tables for conditional and permitted uses, and then the associated dimensional standards. So if we flip to the next page there, we can see, I have it under OR, but if we look to the left, the column up and down there, we can see that private greenhouses are, they're basically not allowed in institutional or open space zones. So if we're looking at the surrounding area though, residential uses, you could establish that same greenhouse by right on your property just by going in and getting a permit for it. And as an accessory use, it could encompass 20% of your property. So it could actually be twice the size that we're proposing on one of those residential lots. So everyone else, not that it's a good argument, but anyone else could establish it by right without having to go through this process adjacent to the site. The next page, page 7, shows the site plan. They're looking to establish it kind of in the central area off the parking lot, closer to the daycare or the childcare facility. Page 8 has the plan, shows the raised beds that would be inside the actual structure, and then shows the dimensions of where it would be sited on the subject property. With it being in the middle there, it meets all the minimum standards in terms of the setbacks for the site, so there's no concerns there. It's not really encroaching on any of the side yards, front yards, or rear yards. And then again, on page 9, I've got a couple different images. It's a polycarbonate structure for the external portion that you can see through, that allows the light in, and then the rest of it is a steel frame that would be used. It doesn't really have a permanent foundation. They can be set up with or without. Often you put blocks down just to stabilize it, but it's easily set up in a day kind of thing. It could be taken down rather easily as well. Next one shows the same thing. It shows the framing, kind of the elevation. It's 7.8 feet tall, so tall enough so if you're about 6 feet, you can still get in there and walk around. They are modular, so they can be extended. They can be made smaller. They're just sections. So this one's being proposed at about 50 feet, and they're just under 10 feet in terms of the overall width. The benefits are actually pretty cool. A lot of children don't get to interact with where their food comes from, especially in northern climates. So having an opportunity for kids to see stuff grow from scratch. I remember when I was a kid, one of the most exciting things I saw when my parents were going to university, we didn't have a garden, but in class we got to grow. First thing we started off was just a bean seed, and seeing the bean grow and learning about how that actually happened. We didn't have a full greenhouse, but even just seeing it growing in that cup, I remember it being a pretty neat thing, and being really excited to bring it home to show my parents kind of at the end of the 2 weeks when it started to sprout. Councillor Whyte asked what they'll be growing there. I guess it would be seasonal depending on what they can grow. Obviously you wouldn't be using it all winter. Obviously weather dependent, but yeah, it'll be varied in terms of what's produced. But the intent is for children to learn, to see stuff grow, and to actually consume some of the produce. So I mean, it's not going to provide full meals for anyone, but it's the learning experience that's important. So to summarize, we're looking for conditional use approval to establish this greenhouse on the subject property. Very excited to be here. First time I've always just driven through, but I'm happy to answer any questions if council has any.
Okay. Any questions from council? Councillor Whyte.
Well, firstly, it's an excellent presentation. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm absolutely in favor of people learning where food comes from. And I think from a nutritional perspective, it's important to have good food, and not to say we get in the cans isn't good, but it should grow in the local dirt, and
Yep.
some of that will go to the children who are in the daycare.
Yes, that's my understanding. They're going to learn work.
Percentage it is, because it's not an economic development, it's a development to help the children, I think.
That's right. Yeah, it's not big enough in any scale to actually sell to anyone. It's just all would be used in house.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you for the
McKenzie.
presentation. I'm
You're very welcome.
much in favor of it. Just a question, is it seasonal, or is there any plans for anything like maybe solar panels or anything to extend its use?
Not at this point in time. The ones that have been established elsewhere have been similar to the one that's being proposed today. I guess there's probably technology that could allow for that, but not that I'm aware of at this point in time. But that would be very cool if they could do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Councillor Powell?
No, not to say, I think it's a great idea. I think every child should learn exactly where their food's coming from and be able to take part in something like that. I know there's some big grants out there right now for allowing this as well. So I'm just, hopefully that this would be something that could be sustained later for the coming years as well, and not just just for a 1 year thing as well. So.
Yeah, I think they're hoping to make it part of the curriculum. Yeah.
Councillor Baldwin?
I like the idea, I think it's a great idea. Is this structure going to be lockable?
I believe there is a lock on the door. It would just be one of those padlocks
Okay.
that's incorporated. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything further? Councillor Whyte?
So you have the ones that are clear and transparent. I'm assuming they're sitting outside using solar energy to grow the plants, right?
Mhm.
And there's a physical building also?
Just the solar portion through the translucent panels that absorbs the heat and keeps the heat inside. That's
So
the only thing.
The majority of it's going to be these transparent devices?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Anything else? All right. Thank you very much for your presentation tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Be it resolved that the public hearing be closed and the regular meeting be reopened. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. All in favor? It's carried. 4.3. Be it resolved that the conditional use application for 2025 for the Northwest BD Council be approved. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. It's been approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll leave you to business here. Looking forward to seeing everyone at AMM.
You're more than welcome
Yes.
to stay too if you'd like.
No, we look forward
You know
to
what? I got to get some other projects on the go, and
Of
the best
course.
part is I don't have anyone bugging me at home. Just sit there and plug away at them.
We'll send you some more correspondence.
Awesome. Okay, really appreciate it. Nice
Have a
to
good
meet
night.
everyone. Thank you.
Take care.
6.1, be it resolved that the Swan Valley Veterinarian Services District financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2024 be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick?
What does this compare to like last year's budget?
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It really doesn't change all that much from one year to the next. Any other discussion?
No.
All in favor? It's carried. The levies will be the same to all municipalities. 6.2, be it resolved the Swan Valley Veterinarian Services District budget for the 2026 be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 6.3, be it resolved that the letter dated November the 4th, 2025 from the Honorable Mike Moyes regarding the Waste Reduction and Recycling Support Program rebate for January to June be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick.
I believe that's what the Lions is collecting and working on.
No, this is for us, I believe, Director Harvey can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the amount of recycling that we do and what we keep out of the landfill. This is not anything to do with the electronics.
Oh, okay.
Am I correct on that?
You're correct.
Yeah, thank you.
That's correct.
Any other discussion? All in favor? That's carried. 7.1. Be it resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer's report be received, moved by Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Any discussion, or do we need to take a break for Councillor Whyte?
She tried to kill me.
Councillor,
What a
who,
compliment, sir,
go ahead.
Mr. Tewnion. I really like to see the public relations programs relative to the incentive plan. I see it on Facebook. I'm assuming it's in the Star Times, which I buy. I'm wondering, sir, have you also considered doing something similar of magnitude for the election of councillors coming up in the future? And they have to be in by November 26 and settled by December 5. I'm not sure the public knows that.
That would be the responsibility of our
SEO.
Election
thank
officer.
you, senior elections officer. Would you like me to, I know that it's in paper.
I would encourage you to consider nudging her or him. Such a pretty important thing. I don't know if we can do enough of that.
Councillor McKenzie.
Yeah, the question here regarding the meetings with the different ministers. Is there a schedule someplace? Did I miss it someplace? A schedule of times and
Go ahead.
You
locations?
didn't miss it. My understanding historically is we'll probably get it Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of times we get it right when the convention starts, if it takes a little while. And you'll also get a chance to see the work booklets that we have also always have prepared when we go to the convention, and what questions that we ask the ministers.
I mean, not to study for that.
We
What's
usually
that?
sit down
Study.
before, we usually sit down
Study.
before,
Oh,
the
yeah.
night before,
Yeah,
or
we'll
whatever,
sit
just
down.
to kind of discuss.
Any other questions on the CAO's report? Okay, all in favor? It's carried. 7.2, be it resolved, the Director of Public Works report be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.3, be it resolved, the Director of Recreation's report be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? Councillor Whyte.
Yeah, I hate to admit this, but I've never gone down and watched the disc golf. Is that pretty popular, or is it being used, well, you know, your next, is it used frequently?
It's becoming more popular.
Okay, super. And the second question I have, when I drive by the arena regularly, twice a day, there's a big sign in front there. It says the phone numbers, if you want to phone the arena or you want to phone the pool, there's 2 phone numbers up there. I would encourage the rec department, Councillor McKenzie, to consider putting, the Stamps are playing tonight up there, whatever activity is happening at this time, because that's a big board, people read it, it's right on the corner, it's easy to see, and it's free, and we're not using it at the moment. Sir.
I know you mentioned that last meeting, and I know that that's on the radar, so thank you for the reminder.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.4, be it resolved the October the 2025 Swan River Handy Transit Van report be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. We're gonna talk to a group tonight. 7.5. Be it resolved, the report dated November the 13th, 2025 from the CAO officer regarding the proposed changes for the 2026 fee schedule be received. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion, Councillor Whyte.
I don't know if I can speak for Swan Valley Outdoors, I'm certainly on the board, but it gives me pleasure to see that you guys have contemplating removing the rental fee for the projector in the Veterans Hall. The Swan Valley Outdoors donated that with the idea that it wouldn't be charged by people. And we're glad that money came from the people to buy that projector, so I can say we're excited about the fact that that rental fee has been removed.
Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 7.6. Be it resolved that the report dated November the 10th, 2025, from the Director of Recreation regarding the implementation of a two-tiered fee structure for the Recreation Department be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Discussion. Councillor Bobick.
I'd like to thank the rec director. That's a lot of work she's done there, and I think she's done very well. I'm in favor of this, so move forward.
Okay, further discussion, Councillor McKenzie.
Yes, Your Worship, I'm impressed with the job that's been done on the fee schedule. It's been talked about for a long, long time, and finally it's coming to fruition, so kudos to the Director of Recreation.
Councillor Whyte.
Ditto. As I understand it, none of the arms, other than the town of Swan River, put money into the capital for that building. So the taxpayers of the town of Swan River paid for that building, and we're paying our entry fee as we should, whatever is fair. But those who didn't put any money into the building at all are now going to be charged a small fee increase to help the cost to run the building.
Has nothing to do with the construction. This is the operational. Yeah, Councillor
That's how
McKenzie.
you say. I think this is in all the operations of the recreation
Right.
department,
Yeah,
whether it's pool or arena or ball diamonds or whatever.
yeah. It's, yeah, on the operational side of things is what our fees cover mainly. But on that, Councillor Whyte, no other municipality commits any dollars towards operation of any of our recreational facilities in the town of Swan River. Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 7.7, be it resolved that the decision paper dated November the 14th, 2025 from the Director of Recreation regarding pipe hanger replacement bids be received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion. Councillor Bobick.
I'm glad that it's been looked into, the two bids that came in, there was quite a discrepancy there, but the explanation of this was very well done. So, again, thanks for the staff for explaining that very well.
Okay, any other discussion? Any other discussion? All in favor? It's carried. Council reports. Councillor Bobick.
Thank you, Your Worship. Not too much to report. Attended the Powell meeting last week. I had a meeting Wednesday to meet the new provincial planner for the watershed. We've allocated a new provincial planner, so myself and the staff will be in conversation with her. I really don't even have her name at this time. So then also we have a meeting Thursday with watersheds. Just about it.
Okay. Councillor McKenzie.
Thank you, Your Worship. First of all, I think I had opportunity to attend the Teen Challenge. I was quite impressed with the program they have. They had about 150 people there for the supper and some speakers and some people giving a local person from the valley giving testimony of how he benefited from the program. They have some issues with staffing. They have about 7 local people that are trained in dealing with people with drug and alcohol abuse, but they still don't have a director. I think it's like a lot of other places. They're looking to find one, but there's not an abundance of them around. Second thing, along with Councillor Whyte, we attended the breakfast with the school division, and first thing is good that the school division would call the municipalities together to talk about something. That's a big plus for all of us. However, they're asking us to put forward some of their concern, mainly about the funding model that's currently in place for education, whether it's based mostly on numbers and they want more on equity. I think they say that they lost 60 EAs when they dropped the George's Principal program. And that's what.
That's it, okay, thank you. Did you have a comment about that?
Just a question, are they done at that building, that front foyer part? Do you know, was that ever part of it? Are they done building? No? Was it? I'm wondering.
The building there.
Okay, at the high school?
Oh,
You mean the
Is that where you
auditorium?
guys were?
The
Oh,
auditorium.
yes,
What you're
we
talking
did
about.
get the tour of that.
Oh, you
It was-
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was completed. It's an amazing place, and the indigenous culture is sort of recognized in the construction of it, which is also pretty amazing. And they're waiting for architect approval. That architect, I happen to know who he is.
Good, okay, I just wondered.
He might have to take 6 or 8 pictures of it first.
All right, thank you. Councillor Powell.
Okay, not much as well. Attended the cow as well, but I think we all look forward to the AMM coming up with lots of discussions to happen there, and I think that's kind of going to be on our radar for everybody right away.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Whyte.
Pretty busy. November the 6th, I attended the Elgin Charter Offensive Center, AGM, and spoke on behalf of the mayor and our council, and bringing greetings. I just can't get over the amount of academia and activities that group does to help their children, the children of the valley, the economic development. So I would encourage anybody who has an opportunity to go over to the Elgin Charter Offensive Center and talk to Ms. Sembalek, say, give me a tour, please. It's certainly worthwhile. There's so many positive things happening here, so I took pleasure in doing that. Then on November 11th, I had the pleasure of laying a wreath on behalf of the town, and I can't say enough how much the life that we live is made possible by the veterans and their families, and it's a humbling experience to be there. I can't say thank you enough to the veterans of our community and all communities who made our life possible. On the COW meeting on the 12th, we talked about MPI, we talked about our ministerial meetings, we made a plan of what ministers we'll get to talk to, and we had a game plan, and mostly our administrative staff made the game plan and the wording with input from council. And the possibility of a cricket pitch, which is a plan to maybe have in our community, and I like that idea too. On November the 13th, I went to the breakfast meeting with the school division, and they certainly talked a lot about regional economic, how much monies and how our town needs that, how our valley needs more, and I think we have to spend more time with the school division looking at ways to mutually make the valley better. So I think that the school division has some great ideas there. And that was November the 13th and the 12th. One of those other days, I also went to a school division meeting, and they were talking about economic development for the valley-wide. And they had all of the business leaders, or many of the business leaders of our community were present. They talked about what we need, what do we do well, what can we do better. I never heard the word negative said. What can we do better? Unfortunately, there weren't a lot of town of Swan River. I wish more town of this entity would have been present. Economic development. And November the 14th, that was the breakfast meeting, and again, that was a G4, and they've asked us to speak if we get a chance. I know we're only allowed a minute, but there's six of us, 1 minute each. We can make a lot of things happen. And looking for support from the provincial government, and one of the things they really want is the provincial government to consider coming out to the valley, meeting with the administrators, having a tour, letting them see what's here, letting them find how long that 5 kilometer, 500, whatever the kilometers or 5-hour trip is, and it works both ways. So if we get the chance to nudge our ministers to say, come out and look at our school division, what we have. And that's it for that. It was a busy time.
All right, thank you, Councillor Whyte. For myself, last night I had a Swan Valley Health Facilities, I guess it wasn't a board meeting, it was kind of like more of the members getting together to discuss the future of the Swan Valley Health Facilities Foundation and the future of it operational wise, and also the configuration of the board. So we do probably foresee some changes to the board in the next year. More of that information will come as the board has their next meeting on December the 2nd, which we'll be sharing that meeting with Prairie Mountain Health. I can't give you much more detail than that right now at this time. Last night I also had another meeting with Swan Valley Legacy Group. Obviously we know that that's the group that has been kind of more or less spearheading the new arena project, and they had a lot of questions, and it was kind of suitable because last week we actually sat at this table here and we talked about kind of re-energizing the committees again and bringing everybody back up to date again, and working on some kind of a plan as far as, you know, what's going to happen when we hear from the federal government on the GICV grant. And now that the budget has been passed, I'm sure that we may be hearing something on that in the next little bit, or at least we're certainly hoping for that. The Legacy Group had a lot of questions, and they have a lot of different plans of how they want to approach other municipalities to kind of bring their mission forward. So they're going to be working on that. We'll be meeting with them as a committee, I'm hoping in the next month. So lots of things coming back together again when it comes to the arena project and the mission of what this looks like. But it's interesting, you know, we talk about, I think it was like almost 3 years ago, and someone was saying, let's get the shovels in the ground and you know, get this going, and thinking, well, you know, these things don't happen overnight, and certainly they don't. And so we're now entering year three, or maybe close to year 4 of this discussion, and it does take a long time, but that's part of the process. And I'm looking forward to having more conversations with the Legacy Group. They're very committed to this, and the great part about I like about it, it's like grassroots kind of movement where you have people that are the users and friends of the users that want to, you know, make this happen. And it's not politicians, it's the people, the community people. And I'm not only talking about the people of the town of Swan River. In fact, the group that was there last night, I don't think any of them live in the town of Swan River. They're all from the rural areas, and they're pushing that they see that this is a benefit, that all of the valley is going to benefit, not just the town of Swan River. And this has to be a regional project, and this is the goal, that we will make this a strong regional project moving forward. And I'll report the rest in my privilege. So we shall move on to 8.1. Be it resolved that the fee schedule for the 2026 be approved. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 8.2, be it resolved that the town of Swan River appoint Don Bobick, councillor of the town of Swan River, and Jason Delory, ratepayer within the town of Swan River, to the Swan Lake Watershed District Board for the year 2026. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick.
I'd like to thank Council for appointing. I'm very proud to be on the watershed. I think we have a really good group of people there. We have a really strong board. Over the lifetime of watershed, there's been a lot of grounds protected, forests protected. I don't think we really see that inside the town of Swan River, but at the same time, all this water that is being protected probably flows through the town of Swan River. So I've always used the city of Brandon, as an example, they actually don't belong to a watershed. They actually put in the 2 watersheds. They put in $60,000 a year. They put in $30,000 to watershed on one end of the river, and they put $30,000 into the other river. So they, like the town of Swan River, they understand the importance of watershed. So again, thank the council for supporting watershed.
No problem, and just to remind Councillor Bobick that we haven't actually voted in favor of this yet, so you're gonna have to wait till after the vote, then we'll make it official, so.
I have all the confidence.
Any other discussion? All in favor? It's carried. Now you're officially appointed. 8.3, whereas the town of Swan River retained associated engineering to prepare and administer the tender for the Swan Valley Credit Union Aquatic Center pipe hanger replacement project, and whereas the tender closed on October the 16th, 2025, and 2 submissions were received, and whereas Associated Engineering has reviewed all submissions and confirmed that the lowest compliant bid was submitted by Brandon Heating and Plumbing, 1998 Limited, in the amount of $221,491.71 plus GST, falls within the anticipated budget. And whereas Associated Engineering has recommended that the town award the contract to Brandon Heating and Plumbing, 1998 Limited. Be it resolved that the council of the town of Swan River award the Swan Valley Credit Union Aquatic Center pipe hanger replacement contract to Brandon Heating and Plumbing, 1998 Limited, in the amount of $221,491.71 plus GST, and authorizes Associated Engineering to issue the notice of award on behalf of the town. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any further discussion? Councillor Bobick?
Just for people that are watching the meeting, could somebody explain what pool hangers are?
We don't have our director here, but Mr. Harvey, would you want to take a stab at that?
Yeah, it's the stainless steel brackets that are holding up all the piping throughout the mechanical area of the pool. So that part isn't visual to the public, but it's at the south end of the pool, and there's numerous pipes and filters, and those are the hangers holding everything up. And there's some pipes that are 1 inch diameter, and others that are 6 and 8 inch diameter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Harvey. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.1. Be it resolved, the Swan Valley Veterinarian Service District 2026 municipal contribution in the amount of $7,204.50 be approved for payment once the 2025 financial statements have been received. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.2. Be it resolved, the following accounts be approved for payment. General accounts checks number 33378 to number 33430, totaling $160,000, $345.82 is listed on Schedule A. Direct deposit payments totaling $153,788.70 is listed on Schedule B, and direct deposit payments totaling $850 is listed on Schedule C. Moved by Councillor Powell. Did you raise your hand? Okay. Seconded by Councillor Bobick. Discussion? Councillor Bobick.
Check. It's 33424. It's for Centennial Avenue Water and Sewer Renewal. I just wondered if that's within budget. That price is coming within the budget.
Director Harvey.
Yeah, so far we're under budget. There's still a few more things to come in, the materials, but it looks like it'll be under budget.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.3. Be it resolved that the following accounts be received. Payroll accounts checks number P5597 to P5598 and direct deposit payments totaling $128,614.92 as listed on Schedule A. Direct deposit payments totaling $5,225.75 as listed on Schedule B. Moved by Councillor Powell, seconded by Councillor Whyte. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 10.4. Be it resolved that the unpaid utility accounts listed on Schedule A totaling $1,742.96 be added to the corresponding property tax rolls and notice be sent to each property owner detailing the amount being added to the taxes and advising that interest will accrue on the said amounts in the same manner as for unpaid property taxes effective December the 1st, 2025. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor Powell. Discussion? All in favor? It's carried. 11.1. Be it resolved that bylaw number 13, 2025, being a bylaw of the town of Swan River to regulate the proceedings and conduct of the council and committees be read a third time and be approved. Moved by Councillor Whyte, seconded by Councillor McKenzie. Any discussion? Councillor Bobick.
So if there's, I'm under the impression that if a notice of motion is, we have a year, if there's anything that a council feels that could be changed or added to this, could be brought forward by notice of motion.
A resolution that may have been voted on in the past, yes.
Yeah, so if somebody, if the council wants to bring notice of a motion,
Notice of motion.
notice of motion, then it will be considered, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, that was a recorded vote. All in favor? It's carried. Members' privilege, Councillor Whyte.
Just so nice to see on some of the different media all the wonderful things happening in our valley. There's a handful of keyboard warriors that are thinking the world is falling apart, and certainly there's dark things happening in the world. But every time I read the paper, listen to the radio, watch TV, I see the dark, but I see far more positive. Two things jump out at me dramatically is America's Amigos hockey game on November the 8th. Packed house, everybody from out the valley, the community working together to raise money for cancer research, for medical treatments, for travel, pick a number. And what a compliment to our valley, again, a positive thing happening. That's why we live here, there's lots of good. Then on the 15th, I had the pleasure of going to the Bozeman Lions breakfast, a free breakfast, packed. It's free if you want it to be free, you can make donations. And again, the Lions filling the hall to help people in need. What a wonderful thing, what a positive thing for our valley. So I'm pretty excited of this, of the positive things. I'm not ignorant of the dark, but there's lots of others to dwell on. On my own volition, speaking for myself as an individual taxpayer, not as a council member, not representing the town of Swan River, I took it upon myself to call Chief Janai recently. He hasn't replied yet, so I texted him, he hasn't replied yet. But I'm throwing the idea around, which evolved at the table at the school division. How do we get our First Nations community, the Métis Federation people, to come to more meetings? And it sort of evolved that maybe they would like to host a G4, G8 meeting. Maybe they could host it in Wissquisipic, maybe they could host it in Sabatoea, and collaboratively we make the agenda. And we have to improve on our communication. And so I'll be interested to see what Chief Janai has to say about that. But I throw that out for council to think about, and when you've thought about it, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Harvey, did I miss something there?
I was just toggling between teams and the meeting manager. So for the third reading, I got that it was carried, but was it carried unanimously?
It was.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Councillor Powell.
Yeah, no, things have been happening, it's been pretty busy at the rink right now, lots of things going on, but the Mara Amigos was definitely, it definitely brings a lot of people together and a lot of people, to, participate in something that's a good thing for everybody. And I think you won't ever see the rink as packed as you do when that's going on. It's like, it's a full house in there and there's lots of support. I guess the other huge thing, seeing, I know Campbell's Construction has started the dig over for the new hotel going up there, which is pretty interesting. I think there's a lot of people that have been passing by there and taking a look at what's going on, and it really is, it's interesting. It's made, just seeing the clearing and everything, things are starting to happen, so which is really great. I think, other than that, I think that's about all for me.
Okay, thank you. Councillor McKenzie.
I'm still sort of behind in the learning curve here. I've been on the circulation too long, but I'm starting to.
You'll get there.
Yeah. I got a little history lesson this morning from Jack Jones, whose family at the town of Swan River, a lot of it was built on land that was owned by his grandfather by the name of War, and he could cite the different parts of Swan River that were once his farmland. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like some history that needs to be recorded because
I found a
it'll
few.
get lost.
Go along Coffee Shop Road, you find a lot of things that are happening.
Sure.
You might be a little fuzzy on some of the exact details, but
The Senate is always an important piece in the community. Thank you. Councillor Bobick.
Thank you, Worship. I received a phone call from, I would call it a fairly significant trucking firm that has in no way do they want to see a roundabout. It's not that they haven't traveled roundabouts, they do not want to see a roundabout. I've spoken to lots of truck drivers, I've done that intersection, I don't know how many times myself, I've drove through low bed, super B's, A trains, all sorts of things. Personally, I'm not in favor of it, so I guess we need to have this public meeting and get this thing settled before I seem to think that MTI is spending a lot of money, maybe something that we don't need, but again, that's my personal opinion. Just to let Councillor Whyte know, I'm ready to go on COPP anytime you're ready, so
Thank you.
let's put our boots on and get going. Just one other thing, just condolences to the Nemechuk family. Lloyd Nemechuk passed away, he's a long-time employee of the town of Swan River, so just condolences to the family. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Director Harvey.
I don't have anything for this meeting.
Okay. How about CFO Gninda?
We just got $21,000 from the Hometown Green Team program, which is more than double what we got last year. Last year was only $10,000.
Nice. Thank you for giving us that information. Keep up the good work, however you manage to do that. CEO Tewnion.
I'll just right on the same approach as you, Your Worship. We got a really strong leadership team here working for the town, and both directors and the CFO make my job easy. We've got things, I think, where we want to see them. Still room for more improvement, but I think you'll see the quality of the work coming out has improved considerably, and I'm really impressed with the great work everybody's doing, so I just wanted to share that.
Thank you for doing that. Okay, for myself, AMM next week is our last whole convention of this team together prior to the 2026 elections. So, it's not like we don't make an effort of doing a great job, but let's try to make this a really good convention as this team. when it was mentioned that the school division funding, it's really, and those questions that they kind of posed to us, as Councillor Whyte said, we have a minute or so to speak. We have already our agendas that we have already listed out that we want to speak to ministers about if we have an opportunity to speak. But we're attending the gala. And at the gala, you're going to have the minister that's responsible for finance. You're going to have the minister for education there. This is an opportunity for you to actually go and speak directly to them, nudge them. They're there to talk to everybody. Get out there and mingle with them and put those kind of things in their ears while you're at the gala or any other opportunity when you're walking through the convention. They are going to be there throughout the whole time at the convention, so it's an opportunity, if we can, at our own sitting audience, and try to do that when we're at those functions, especially at the gala, because they're all going to be there. And of course, you know, all the stuff that we're going to be doing, breakout sessions, there's a whole bunch of different things that have already been put out there, so make sure that you start to prepare yourself for what breakout sessions that you want to attend and take in. And then lastly, I just want to say we're talking about economic development, and you know, Councillor Powell mentioned that the hotel that's, you know, going up here and it started. You know, we talk about there's a new business on Main Street next to Quick Stop. There's going to be a car wash that's going to be built there next year. There's some other businesses that are talking about building in 2026. So I think 2026 is going to see somewhat of a little boom, you know, in Swan River as far as construction goes, and you know, we have our incentive plan that's ready to go, and we're promoting that regularly, and let's keep doing whatever we can to bring more business and opportunities, even housing starts in Swan River in 2026. Oh, the new, I've been hearing lots about this. I gotta make a stop and check it out, but Xylo and Bloom, new, I guess, gift and coffee shop has opened up on, I believe it is 2nd Street South, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. Plus all the other new businesses that we've had open up on Main Street. There's some great shops that we have. So even if you may not be interested in things that they sell, go and check them out, because I'm sure that you might end up finding something. You might even find yourself maybe doing a rental or something like that because of the things that you find in their shops. Did you have something?
Did you call it Xylo and Bloom?
Okay, Soleil Coffee Shop, right? There's a Soleil Coffee Shop, and then there's
Coffee is
also,
the coffee shop.
and then there's the Xylo and Bloom.
Gorski's doing the interior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you. All right, we have nothing in camera tonight, so we'll head straight to 17. Be it resolved, the regular meeting of council now be adjourned at 7:53 p.m. Moved by Councillor Bobick, seconded by Councillor Whyte. All in favor? It's carried. We're adjourned. Thank you.